Good morning, folks. Welcome back to the farm. We've got a busy day ahead of us here on the homestead. We already woke up at like 3:30 this morning. We were canning some bean and ham soup. I don't know if you've seen that in the last video, but then we went to coffee with the boys. We voted. Now we're back at the homestead. We've got a pig being delivered this morning, so we need to get ready for that. And then this afternoon we got to run and pick up an implement for my buddy Matt out in California. So we have a full day ahead of us, so stick around. So we've got the tractor out. We've also got our pallet forks out here with the pallet that we're going to use. We got our hole dug out here. Got our hole out here for the parts we don't use, which isn't too many parts. Back when we were teenagers, it was always our job to dig the hole until we were old enough not have to do so. We had other teenagers to do it. And this ground is so hard because we haven't had any rain for a while. That little bit of rain we got the other day wasn't enough to loosen things up. So we had to put our stump wrecker bucket on to break the ground here and then clean it out with the good big bucket. So now we're ready to roll, just waiting for the hog. Okay, our hog has arrived. The neighbor raises them for us and brings his truck and trailer here, delivers them to the homestead, and then heads home. So leaves his trailer here as long as we need it, and then we're all done. We take his truck and trailer back to him. I'm not going to go crazy through this process because we have a whole playlist and video series on butchering hogs, so we'll let you go look at that if you want to see this process. We'll just kind of hit the highlights today, just take you along with us. So he said it's like a 300 pounder this year, so I'm here by myself. So we're going to get this process going. It's going to be quite a job. Well, we got the animal all dispatched and washed up. So going to bring it over here and put it on the pallet, and we can start the dressing process. All right, we got the hog all done and hanging in the barn. We got the hole and everything buried out there and everything cleaned up. So I'm going to go in the house and clean myself up, and then we got to think about hooking on a trailer and going picking that implement up here pretty soon. While we've been outside, we had our ham and bean soup in the oven. Not quite done yet. We're going to put this back in the oven, probably keep it going while we're gone. Smells fantastic though. Alright, we got to unload this truck. This is a drag that my neighbor gave me, the one that we made the freezer meals for. He bought this for his driveway, but he never used it, so he gave it to me. So we're going to get this thing out. It's going to be nice because we can use it on the driveway, and then we drag it off of the driveway up onto the grass. It's not going to take a bunch of rocks with it. So let's get her unloaded. Boy, it took me a minute to figure that out. Comes together in two pieces, but finally got it. All right, pickup is unloaded. I'm gonna go up the hill and grab the trailer. I don't know why, but it never fails when I need to back up to a trailer. The sun is coming towards the backup camera and you can't see nothing. All right, checking our lights. Silverado here's got the feature where it automatically runs through the lights. Just got to press the button on the infotainment center. Left turn, right turn, brake. Tail's already on. So it looks like we are good. Okay, we got a couple blocks in case we need them. We got the spare tire for the trailer. We've got the Ugga Dugga machine, sockets, and our high lift jack. So we're loaded. I think we're going to leave a little early because I got to go by the ATM, grab some cash. Well, it's the next day. I got up there and got to looking the thing over and lost track of time and had loaded up tight down and all that. And then it got dark. Met our cousin for dinner, and then we got to watching the election, and yeah. So let's go show you what we got. So here's this little 2-row John Deere planter mounted on a toolbar. My buddy Matt's been looking for one of these for a while, and one finally popped up on Facebook Marketplace. I probably already told you that. But this is going to work out well for him. He used it to plant corn and beans. He's going to go to California. The guy even had all the different size seed plates, so that's a plus. We got the lids to the cans down there. We just got to clean this thing up because it's pretty dirty, and the cans have some dirt down in the inside that we need to wash out. But these cans flip over backwards so you can dump them. I'm just going to have to lube these wing nuts up, and then that can will flip over. So we'll get this cleaned up sooner or later. A little chilly this morning, got a cold wind blowing from the north, but that's good for our hog in the barn. It's cooling that down nice. We're going to cut that up tomorrow night. But this morning we got to go work on the guinea coop. Kelly's on her middle week day off today. So she wants to get the guineas acclimated to the new coop, and winter's coming and there's no power to the new coop. So we need to put a heated waterer out there, and because there's no power, we need to run a heavy extension cord out there for our heated waterer. So we got an idea on how to do that. So we just ran a heavy cord from the shop and then went to town and got some electrical outlet boxes. This is an outdoor box. Put a little pigtail coming out of here with a male connector and connected that here. Now it's connected through the wall with a nipple to this box, and in this box we just put 2 outlets. And then our heated water pan that's right here, the water actually goes on top of that. It's kind of a heating element. So the guineas will always have water. It's not going to freeze to where they can't drink. Whenever you have guineas, they got to be locked in their enclosure for a couple weeks so it feels like home before you let them out. Because if we put them in here now, they would walk outside the door and they'd probably end up trying to go over into the old coop, and they wouldn't be able to figure out how to get over here. So this project's done. Now what Kelly wants to put on the floor down here is sand. And I don't want to go buy just a bunch of bags of sand because that'll get expensive. We're going to go to the actual concrete place where they have a big pile of sand. We're going to take a trailer and pick some up. We can get it for $9 a ton, so super cheap. So we'll go get that now. We got to get a trailer hooked up. Well, we just got back with our sand. We probably got a yard here. If you've got access to a trailer, don't go to your farm store or your hardware store or your lumber yard to get sand. Or you could even get gravel too. Go to your local gravel pit or something like that. If you have a concrete company around, you can get this stuff dirt cheap. We paid $10 for a whole ton of sand. We didn't even take it all because we didn't need a whole ton. So best way to get it. And the even better part is they load it for you. Some good looking sand, nice and clean. Just throwing it in the wheelbarrow. Ready, babe?
Yep.
All right. Got all the sand in her guinea coop now, so she's going to get set up. Put some feed and water in here, and I think we may try to herd them in here tonight. The rest of the sand we dumped in here between the shop and the chicken coop because it gets real muddy in here. So put the sand down better than the mud, and the water will still filter down through the sand and come out here. Got the trailer put back up on the hill. Got it put away. Now I need to go up to the barn. I got to split that hog it's still together. I need to make 2 halves out of it so it cool down even more over tonight. Nice and chilly weather for that. There's our hog there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to score down the back with my knife, cut down to the backbone, and then we have the stainless steel, big long stainless steel blade that goes in a regular Sawzall, and then we'll cut right down the spine and split it into 2 halves. We've got the weight supported by both of our chain hoists, because once you cut it, this gambrel wants to teeter around, and then when we process this pig tomorrow, you got to be able to take one side at a time, so you can't do that on the gambrel. There we go, just like that. Now the loins and all that will cool a lot better overnight, and tomorrow night we're going to cut this baby up. Again, if you're interested in that, we have a whole playlist on that. There's a video called Bullet to Bacon. It's a whole video series. Check it out. All right, we're about done out here. Kelly's got the coop ready to go. So here's the master plan. We've locked the door to their normal roosting area here, so they'll kind of congregate here tonight when they want to go night-night. And then we can just kind of push them slowly down this way. And then I've put some fence panel wire around through here, so they'll kind of Temple Grandin style kind of follow the curve, and then right into their new house. That's the plan. Kelly threw some mealworms down there, and they got their waterer that they recognize in there. So hopefully they'll go right on in. The light will be on because they like going into lighted areas. They don't want to go into a dark area. So hopefully those girls, when they ready to go to bed, we can round them up. Meanwhile, I'm cold and my nose is running. My fingers are cold. I'm going to go in and make a cup of coffee. Doesn't that sound good? I'm getting to be supper time too. When Kelly was making the casseroles the other day, I thought she was taking both of them to work, because one of her doctors that she works with had twin babies. So she took her casserole so she didn't have to worry about making dinner, but she also made one for us. So we're going to put that in the oven for supper. And then I'll get on my coffee. Well, it looks like my soap molds came in. 2 more of them, so we'll be making soap here pretty soon. Oh, this is going to be good. Just outside trying to help Kelly get the guineas in the new coop. Those are the dumbest, most brain-dead, skittish birds I've ever seen in my life. They didn't go in. But now it's supper time.
That should have been easier than it was. It still didn't happen.
Was it fun?
No.
All right, folks, next day, we've got a lot planned today, too. First thing I need to do is I got a couple cast iron pans that I need to season. We got a couple recently at auction. I don't know if you remember, but we got to get them going. So we've cleaned them up very well. This one even had a bunch of rust on it. We cleaned it up out in the shop first. Brought it in here, washed it really good with a scouring pad. And now we're going to re-season these pans. So we've coated them all in lard. So you want to try to use animal fat when you're seasoning cast iron, because a lot of your vegetable oils and seed oils will get sticky when you go to season your pans. So we've got all that done. We've got it wiped down really good. We dried the pans on the stove before we oiled them down to make sure there was no moisture left in them. So currently we're preheating the oven to 350, and then we've got some foil in there on the bottom rack. We'll turn these pans upside down on the top rack, and we'll cook them at 350 for an hour, and then we'll turn our oven off and let them cool completely. and then we'll do this again probably tomorrow. This will probably be the only one we do today. Got our pans in. Foils because the oil, the excess stuff's going to drip as it gets hot. But we'll set a timer for an hour now. Well, it's getting to be that time. My cousins are going to be here in a little bit. We're going to go ahead and process that hog. Now, years ago, in growing up, they called this the matanza, which is Portuguese for when all the family would get together and they would process the hog for the year and have a big dinner and stuff like that. So this is our version of the matanza. We've got them coming over. I'm going to be giving away most of this pig because I don't have enough room downstairs, but we're going to share with our cousins and let them take a bunch of this home. Got all my tools washed up, and then one of our meat tubs. We got to get out in the barn and get everything together. Well, we are set up and ready to go. Got our cut table. We got our primal table here. Got the bandsaw cleaned up. We got the grinder over there ready to go. And I think I hear everybody coming down the road. Well, we were up till 10 o'clock last night. Finally got done packaging all that sausage. We didn't make a whole lot of different stuff because my cousin loves the breakfast sausage, so we only did a few chops and a couple roasts. I kept one loin. We're going to make Canadian bacon here real soon. We'll do a video on that. But finally got her done. All we have left today on a new day is getting everything cleaned up. So hope you enjoyed hanging out with us. It's been a hectic few days. It's been pretty crazy. But we're able to catch up, but we've got a lot more to do. So stick around and come back and see us here at the farm. We love having you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you next time.